Hi guys, so in today's video we're going to be looking at a new way to make patterns using symbol in Affinity Designer 2. This is different to the other style that we've used in the past. It's brand new. You make the pattern straight in your canvas and it's there ready. It appears before your very eyes. This technique was taught by Weronika Salach. I got a course on SkillShare. And she has a lot of courses on Affinity, so that's brilliant. SkillShare, although they do sponsor everyone else, they're not sponsoring me, but I'll give them a plug. You get 30 days free for SkillShare, so sign up, take all of Veronika's classes. It really is worthwhile. I will tag her class actually in the description just so you can click on it, check it out. It is fun, and she goes into a lot more detail about how to get the pattern right, how it looks nice, colour palettes, colour combinations, troubleshooting. This is just an idiot's guide. That's enough waffle, let's get on with the vid. I'll be working in Affinity Designer 2 today, but you can also do it in Affinity Designer 1. We're going to be working in pixels, and for ease of arrangement, we're going to be doing 4000 by 4000. And we'll just create. So this is an ordinary document without any artboard. We're going to be using symbols, as you can see there. And to open up your symbol window, just go to Windows and then Symbols. Simple as that. So this is going to be a checkerboard pattern. So for that, we're just going to use the square tool, rectangle tool, and we'll just draw a perfectly square square out. And we'll copy this across. Now this is just going to be, there's going to be two elements repeating in a checkerboard. So we're going to use two symbols. So I'll select the two squares we've just drawn and I'll click create. And that gives us the two symbols. There we go, in the layers panel and also in the symbols panel. And because I want there to be 4 across the top, we're just going to grab and shrink down until it snaps. It's a lot easier if you have snapping on. I'll just select almost everything and see what happens. Let them battle it out. And now we'll just copy this over as well. Shift, Control and drag. So these are our 4 checkerboards, which will be repeated 4 times down the page. So I'll have 16 squares. And you can do this as many times as you want. You could even, if you wanted to, shrink it down again. So you'd have it in an 8 style repeater, but we'll do 4. You do whatever floats your boat. So I'm going to group these together. And I'm just going to copy them down. Again, so it's directly underneath and it snaps there. I'm just going to grab it so the top group is always on top just for ease of working. I'll just ungroup this for a second because I need to do something. So there's going to be an image here, a separate image here, and then image 1 here, image 2 here. And that's going to repeat down. What we need to do, because we don't want it to be all image 1 in column 1, all image 2 in column 2, we need to pull the last square from the second row and put it at the beginning. And you'll see why that. You'll see why I've done that in a second, but you can probably figure it out. And I'll just group that back together again. Now I'll select them both and drag them down again. So now we've got A, B, A, B, B, A, B, A, A, B, A, B, B, A, B, A. So there'll be a proper checkerboard design. And again, I just want to sort this out so the top here is in the top of my layers panel. Because we don't need these. We're not going to touch these. The pattern's going to populate itself. And again, I'll just do a little bit of rejigging in here. I want the first 2 symbols to be number 1 and 2 in the layers panel. There we go. So that's the basics of this checkerboard design done. We're now going to add elements to here, and you can You can draw them yourself. I'll do a little doodle just to show you. Use the pencil tool and we'll click use fill and auto close just so you can see what's happening. Now for some reason Weronika advised to draw a little test section off the page. So I'm doing that, and to be honest, when I haven't done that in the past, sometimes I bother changing the colour because it changes everything else, changing the colour of the pen. So it's best to do a little test shape off the page, change whatever colour you want. That'll do for me. Delete it, and then start drawing. So as you can see instantly, if I scroll out, that's the checkerboard right there. And we'll just quickly, I'll try and draw straight into number 2 and change the colour, but as you can see, it changes the full colour of the square, so we'll undo that. And I'll go back to drawing a little practice shape there, change the colour, and then delete it. And now in here, I'll just draw. And there we go. That is your simple colour, and that is your simple checkerboard design in a nutshell. Just do 2 squares and you're laughing. And you can change the colour of the rectangles if you wanted to, just to give it a bit of contrast. Obviously blue and blue don't contrast very well. And then we'll change this rectangle. So in its most simple form, you can make a checkerboard pattern. But if you're any good at art, you can draw your own, or you can pull in assets from outside. So I'll just delete these. And I've downloaded some Easter themed products from Creative Fabrica. Remember, there's a link in the description. You get 10 free assets when you sign up to the trial. So sign up, download the assets, and you can make patterns. So these are the 2 things I've downloaded, 2 eggs, and I'm just going to have a checkerboard egg pattern. So select the rectangle. I'll just pull that in there. And you can resize it as much as you want, and you'll see that it's mirrored in all of the other segments. You can add as many as you want in here as well. So if I shrink that down, and then I'll just pull this fella in, rotate it, and then again make sure it's on the right. Simple as that. Just pull in assets, you make your pattern as you go. And that's it. A simple checkerboard design which you can use as a digital paper or for your craft paper pads. Be as adventurous as you want. You can also export this as a tile. So just export it as a PNG or whatever form you want. And you can use it to tile across any pages you have and in any of your publishing softwares. So I'll just export this as a PNG. And here I am in Publisher with the usual 8.5 by 8.5 inch. I'll just pull the pattern in there. Obviously, it's a lot bigger than the 8.5 inch page. So you can have it like that, perfectly fine design. Or if you want, you can tile it in the usual manner to make it more dense. You could even do it again if you wanted to. And it makes making a unique pattern very, very easy. You can even use the pattern as a bitmap fill. So again, in Publisher, just create a square, go to the gradient fill, in the type, go to bitmap, and then you load up whatever file you want. And then you've got these handles, you can pull them in, pull them out, rotate them. So you're not just stuck with a horizontal and vertical check pattern. You can do a diagonal or any angle you want. Freaky. And one bit of advice I've got for you when it comes to background colours and things like that. So obviously you can change the rectangle colour to whatever you want, but I'm no good at colours. I only see red, blue, green, yellow, black and white. They're the only colours that exist in my world. So what I do when I can't think of colour combinations is I just Google whatever I want. So Easter palette, there it is there. You can save the image, or you can just pull your dropper in and get it that way. So there's my colour picker. See, I like that mauve there. No, I don't. Yeah, do I? No. So we like that orange there, or this little teal. And now it's in your dropper tool. And that's it. So if you're colourblind, not legally, then that's just a simple way to get colours. I don't know the legality of stealing those sort of colours, but it gives you an idea. And then you can mess around with the hue and saturation and things like that till you get what you want. So that's it, a basic pattern. You can be as complex as you want. You don't have to make just a pattern like this. You can do something more complex like this. This is 5 symbols across the top, and I've just copied it down in the same way, but then I've mixed up all of these symbols in the lower part of the pattern. So it's as random as I could get it. Another option is to forego squares completely. So you don't just have to use squares to build your patterns. These are L shapes around the outside and squares in the middle. And whatever you draw in the L shape will appear in the other. So you can make nice little intricate corners and things like that. Not like that, but quite like that. So be as adventurous as you like. If you're good at drawing, draw some stuff. If not, go to Creative Fabrica. Link in the description where you can get 10 free assets. And you can use this technique to make any sort of patterns you want. Not just Easter. Hit any seasonal niche you want. Christmas, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. With this same setup, you can make unique patterns